when you get to be my age, you're worried about that. It's pretty easily. And I look at all the people around me because I do live in a senior living community, and I see them limping around and using walkers and and bed backs and all this stuff. And I think, as long as I can do this and stay away from it, that's great.
Welcome back to The Perfect Workout. I'm Jordan Thompson, your host, and I'm really excited to be sharing today's client feature as I sit down with Christine Gandel. Christine actually joined us years ago in the Bay Area in California and joined our Menlo Park studio. But after a move to Bozeman, Montana, where we have no studios whatsoever, she was struggling to maintain her workouts and certainly struggling to do that ultra challenging slow motion method that we offer. But when the world shut down because of this pandemic, guess what opened up? Virtual training and an opportunity for Christine to work with her trainers again. Stick around for the full discussion to hear about Christine's journey and how she's staying strong from working out at home. So tell me a little bit about how you originally got started with The Perfect Workout and when exactly that was.
In 2014, I had moved to a senior living facility in Palo Alto, and I had been walking, running, whatever, doing team sports and all sorts of stuff all my life. Obviously, the team sports stopped when I got to a certain age, and then I noticed I was getting a little bit flabby and whatever, and I needed to do something. But going to a gym takes a long time to get there and a long time to exercise and a long time to get home. And so I wasn't actually doing that right then. I was walking, I have a dog. And so I saw an ad that said 20 minutes twice a week. And I thought, well, I could do that, probably worth trying. And I tried it and I liked it, and I've been in it ever since. I noticed things were changing right away. And I was getting stronger and, feeling a little bit more like I could lift suitcases and put them in airplanes and that kind of stuff. So I noticed it almost right away, that I was getting a little bit less like I was going downhill fast into old age, which I don't want to do. But at that time, my daughter lives in Bozeman, Montana, and I have other kids living elsewhere, but I traveled to see her a lot. I now live in Bozeman, Montana.
Yeah. So when you joined us, had you actually ever done strength training before? You mentioned being relatively active. Had you lifted weights?
From time to time. I'd had 2 or 3 times where I've had shoulder issues and whatever, and so I've been in physical therapy, and they had me doing one thing and another. Partway through my time with The Perfect Workout, I had open heart surgery. But just an aside to that is they were wonderful about working me back in after my month or 2 off, dropping the weights and working back up to where I was. Anyway, when I moved last November, I was up pretty much to where I was before the operation, so which was good.
Yeah. So you were only out for a month or 2 after having open heart surgery, and then you were able to come back?
Yeah. I was just there to get myself stronger. I've been flirting with osteoporosis, osteopenia, whatever, all my life, but I've never actually had it. But in case, I want to make sure that doesn't happen. Hip fractures when you're 80, which is what I am, are not pleasant. So,
yeah, staying strong, building up that bone density, that is absolutely the way. You mentioned you now live in Montana, and you obviously lived in California. When did that happen exactly?
My last session, I think was the Friday before I left on Sunday. And I went to my regular studio because I wanted to say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah.
And so anyway, and then I came here, and there is a gym downstairs, which is what I've been working with my trainer with since we started a couple weeks ago. And I thought, well, I'll try it on my own. And I'd been in Perfect Workouts for so long, so I took that.
Some of the training materials to help you on your own.
Yeah, exactly. And so I looked at the video and whatever and thought maybe I can do this myself. And I sort of knew the machines, but these are matrix machines. They're not Nautilus machines, so they're different. And, you know, I was pushing, I don't know, 260, 270 pounds with the leg press. I could only do 140 here with this leg press. So I don't think I degenerated that much. Yeah.
No, all machines are different. Even different versions of Nautilus machines, you'd lift different weights on.
Exactly. So, I mean, this is a big difference. It's almost like 100. I was like, wow. This is pushing you back instead of pushing it forward. And so,
oh yeah,
the trainer says that makes a big difference. So that's all I know. Anyway, so I was trying all this, and then we went into quarantine, and I was trying to do some, but and then you started the virtual workouts, and I thought, aha, this has been a blessing to be able to go back.
Yeah.
I took it up right away. So
it's so cool. It's so cool that, you know, because I know you're not the only one who's moved away from locations where we have studios. And it's just really cool that we have the opportunity to continue to work with you again, no matter where you are.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, maybe the coronavirus is a good thing because we might not have done it otherwise.
I like the glasses half full approach for sure. So I'm curious what the experience was like going from training in the studios regularly for 5 years, basically, and then trying to do it on your own. What obstacles did you run into?
Obstacles.
Or was that really easy?
It was easy to get on the machines and set the weights and do something. It wasn't easy to stick with it on a regular basis because I didn't have appointments. And it was also not easy to know whether my form was right or whether I was when to raise the weights. I mean, I could kind of tell that, but because I'd been doing it long enough, I kind of knew. But and just having somebody say, yeah, that's good, keep going, you know, push it through, whatever. And then which exercise to do in which order. That was another thing that I was still working on. So as soon as I got Deja, my current trainer, she says, okay, you do this now. And I say, okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? And we've worked out a good system. I've been able to go down to the gym and use some of the machines and use the weights, which are heavier than what I had in my apartment. And the kind of exercises that I'm doing are a lot more intense. So it's made a big difference to be able to have some of the equipment to use. But a lot of, I mean, maybe half of what she does is not using equipment other than whatever she calls it, or something big, the big ball.
Like a yoga ball. So you're using your body weight for a lot of those exercises?
Yeah, exactly.
And is it still challenging?
It's in fact more challenging than it was in the studio. I'll tell you that.
I've asked this question to everybody I've talked to. What makes it feel more challenging?
I'm actually able to reach muscle fatigue more often, I think. And that's why I say it's more challenging.
And the cool part is, and you touched on this a second ago, is like you don't have to think about those things as the person going through the workout. That's one of the beautiful things about having the trainer with you, whether it's in the studio or you're doing it virtually, is you don't necessarily need to think about what's going to get you to failure, why. You just have to push. You just have to be the one to do the work, but you don't need to think about all those minor details that go into it.
No, I don't. I mean, I do have to set up the machines and get the equipment and clean up afterwards. I have to do all the sterilization when I'm done. So I do a lot of what the trainer does, but not anything when I'm actually exercising. So, which is great.
Yeah.
And there's all this encouragement. You're killing it. You're doing great, you know.
It really does help when you're getting close to muscle success. Having that person right in your ear to push you further than you push yourself really makes all the difference.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And I'm doing it.
Yes, you are. I love it. Despite, actually, you have a fair amount of equipment, but it's despite not being anywhere close to any studio that we have.
I would love it if they had a studio here, but now that I can do it here, maybe I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you feel like it's been more challenging and you're hitting muscle success.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So have your goals changed at all, or have they remained the same? I know you originally came in to, stay strong, stay healthy, stay active.
That's basically what it is. It's just to continue staying strong and not get, I don't know, soft and whatever in old age. When you get to be my age, you're worried about that, and it happens pretty easily. And I look at all the people around me, because I do live in a senior living community, and I see them limping around and using walkers and and bad backs and all this stuff. And I think, as long as I can do this and stay away from it, that's great. So I have a lot of people telling me, you don't look your age, you don't act your age, blah, blah, blah. So
When you told me you were 80, I don't know if you saw my eyebrows shot up, because I did not think that you were 80. You look fabulous.
I no, I lived through the Second World War. I am 80. So
Yeah.
yes.
It's because you take care of yourself, right? You said you've been active, you eat.
I eat my nutritional stuff. If I ate everything they fed me here, I'd be fat as a pig, but I don't. I take a nutritional shake every morning.
Yeah, it works. It's working for you. Why not?
Yeah. So
and the workout's working for you too. So now that you know that this is something that you can do anytime, anywhere, any place, do you think you'll ever stop?
Probably not. I've still got a dog, and I got to walk her 2-3 times a day. So no matter what I do, I remember when I was first here, and I was talking to Maggie at Menlo Park over the phone, and we were talking about. So I said I really miss it, but I'm walking all the time. And she said, "Oh, great! If you're walking all the time, you're doing something, and that's great. Because when you live on the 3rd floor and you have a dog, you got to walk.
Yeah.
About it.
Yeah.
So,
and they keep us active. That's for sure.
They
and
do.
A body in motion stays in motion. It's absolutely better than doing nothing, but the strength training is only going to help you continue to be able to do that
Exactly.
easily, tackle the stairs, not be out of breath going up and down them.
And actually, when I first got here, my heart was not behaving properly. I had AFib and fibrillation and flutter and whatever. But since then, and I was totally out of breath all the time. But I still, when I was half normal, I was still trying to do a little bit of exercise, and I was always walking. And then they fixed that, and so now I'm fine.
You're rocking and rolling.
Yes. So we're happy.
Good. You seem happy.
Yeah, I like the trainers, and it's a happy time.